Hello, friends. My name is Charmaine from Two Witch Isle, and this is another Witches Cauldron. Today, I wanted to discuss the idea of needs. We all have needs, but Maslow had discovered a hierarchy of needs that every human needs to have met before they can move to the next level. So, the idea here is that everybody has kind of the same basic needs. And in order to get the needs that are higher on your pyramid, then you need to have a firm foundation at the base. So it takes a bit of honesty. Where are we in that pyramid of needs? Well, let's find out what those needs actually are. There are 5 levels, and I'm going to read them off so that I don't mess them up. So, 1, the first level, the base of everybody's pyramid should be physiological needs. So this means air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. Those are the basic needs of every human being. We can't live without food and water, nor can we attain any other goal than food and water if that is what our needs are at the time. The second level of this needs pyramid is safety needs: personal safety, employment, resources, health, and property. These things all have to be firm before you can move to the next level. That is the basis of a pyramid. If your level number 1 has holes in it, you're not going to be able to build anywhere else on that pyramid because it's just always going to fall down. Level 3, love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, and a sense of connection. Level 4 is your esteem, respect, self esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. And the fifth level of the pyramid is your self actualization, the desire to become the most that one can be. Now, obviously, it's going to be really, really hard to work on being the best that one can be or the most that one can be if you're struggling to put food on the table, if you can't hold employment, if you don't have employment currently, maybe you're living in your car. All of these stages of life, I've known either myself to go through or other people around me to struggle and go through as well. So I just wanted to introduce this idea that there are base needs that need to be met before you can move on to other things like becoming spiritual, for one. Working on spirituality didn't work for me in the very beginning because my physiological needs weren't exactly met. Food, water, shelter, my sleep. Oh gosh, my sleep was horrible. I was an insomniac and I had so many problems trying to get really good quality sleep. And that meant it was very hard to make sure that I'm safe if I'm having a hard time sleeping. It's hard to work on friendships if you're struggling with your health, because if you're focused on all of your health and your health is falling apart, you have barely any time nor energy or sometimes strength to gain friendships. Ask yourself, where are you at in this pyramid of needs? Do you have a solid base? Number 1, physiological needs, and number 2, safety needs. Do you have 2 strong bases? If you don't, there are always things you can do to fix it. It only takes a choice to change your situation. So always be willing, because you never know what life will bring when you take a step in a different direction. Now, when I first entered therapy years ago, I struggled with my physiological needs and my safety needs, and those kept me stuck for a long time because I wanted to have love and I wanted to belong and I wanted to have better self esteem. But my number 1 and number 2 areas on the pyramid were not strong at all. They were consistently crumbling. So I couldn't go any further. And at that time, I felt very shameful. I felt ashamed because I needed to go to therapy. I felt ashamed because I didn't feel safe. I felt shamed because I couldn't make enough money to feed myself and the children. There were so many things that I had been ashamed of. And that's another big thing that I do want to share. Don't be ashamed about where you're at on that pyramid. Be honest with yourself. Don't shame yourself. Look at what brought you to where you are at, and then think about some choices that might bring you closer to having that solid base of your pyramid, number one, physiological needs. Or maybe you've solidified that first one and you're working on that second one. And once you get that solidified, you'll be able to work on those friendships and belonging and your sense of connection with other people. But remember that you have to have those solid base foundations before you can put anything on top of them, because just like a house without a firm foundation, it will crumble. And I have been witness to many a times my foundation crumbling. But you know what? I've always fixed it, and I'm still building. And you too can still be building. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This has been another Witch's Cauldron, and I hope to see you next time here at To a Child. Light and love, friends.